Well, hello, I'm Doug Apple, back with another Terry Warren radio special. We're going to hear Terry Warren do some singing. Terry's on the phone line with us right now. Terry, I had someone say they heard you out at Honey Lake Church, and you are one of the best singers that they have heard.
Wow. Somebody said that?
Yeah, that's quite a compliment, isn't it?
Well, I hand out a lot of 20s when I'm out there, so people say stuff like that, Doug.
Well, you were also on Trinity Broadcasting Network just last night. Isn't that the case?
Yeah, we taped a show last night up in Hendersonville, Tennessee. It used to be Twitty City, Conway Twitty's little place up there that TBN bought. It's actually a beautiful campus. And Jason Crabb from the Crabb family, Southern Gospel Group, he was the host last night, and we just had a great time. It's a real blessing to be on there. It actually airs, Doug. It airs the 14th. I guess that's Friday at 9 o'clock Central. Well, any of you that have watched Joel Osteen or any of those other shows, that's the TBN network, and that's the one that we'll be on.
All right, we'll get some more details about that and the other things you've been up to and how things went at Honey Lake. But right now, let's go ahead and hear a song from Mr. Terry Warren. And this is the song, I Remember Calvary.
Lord, when I am weak, temptation is so strong. Jesus, you I'll seek. Forgiveness for my wrong. For I am not the old man, but a new man lives in me. Even though I've fallen,
I Remember Calvary by Terry Warren off his album Amazing Love. You can find all the information, including how to get more of his music, at his website, terrywarrenministries.com. And now, Terry, we were talking about you recorded a show on the Trinity Broadcasting Network. It's going to air this Friday evening, and on your local Trinity Broadcasting Network. It's on Comcast cable and wherever else you want to get it. WVUP is the local over-the-air station here in Tallahassee. So your chance to see Terry Warren. So tell us just a little bit about your experience. Is that the first time that you've done a big TV show like that?
Well, it's been almost 2 years, but I think if it's 9 o'clock Central, it'll be 10 o'clock Eastern.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
I'm not positive though, Doug. So check your guide. Your guide they provide you on whatever service you use. I'm on Comcast, but I think it's the Praise the Lord show. That's the name of the show, Praise the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever that is, but it's almost been a couple years since I've been about a little over a year and a half since I've been on the show. I did a couple appearances back in 2011, and then did a really neat Christmas special for them, a 30-minute Christmas special that it was just me, actually, and that ended up being a really, really neat deal. And so anyway, yeah, it's been a while since I've been there. I'm really working hard to try to become a host for the show, and so that's my ultimate goal, is to end up becoming a host for the Praise the Lord show, because that's something I've always wanted to do. And so just praying Jan and Paul Crouch will give me that opportunity, and we'll just see what happens.
Now, have you ever hosted anything before?
Yeah, I mean, I've done stuff on and off TV. Feel very comfortable in front of a camera, and I really enjoy doing stuff like that. So yeah, I've hosted radio shows and that were broadcast in Uganda and several other parts of the world. And yeah, so it's been a blast, actually.
So what was it like working with Jason Crabb?
Jason's a great guy. Do you know who he is?
I know who he is. I've met him. I don't know him personally, though.
He's a great guy and very, very down-to-earth. I mean, he's a Grammy Award winner. He makes a ton of money right now in his ministry, working in the Christian industry, singing and traveling, and the opposite of me, who makes no money. But he couldn't be more gracious and down to earth, and does a great job with the hosting. He's very giving, and I think that's really what makes a great host, is, you know, it not being about you, just really trying to allow the other people to talk and share their gifts, and he's really good at that.
Well, that sounds good. Just another reason for us to tune in, probably this Friday night at 10 o'clock Eastern time on the Praise the Lord program. But like I said, check your local listings. So how are things out at Honey Lake Church this last Sunday?
I thought it was great. We had a lady named Jen Harris out there and sharing her gifts through testimony and song. And she was sharing about her life. She does a lot. I guess Bob Williamson met her through the Bill Glass Prison Ministries. She goes out to these, you know, maximum security prisons and stands in front of a bunch of guys, and she is a very attractive blonde bombshell, I would say. And for her to get up in front of a bunch of guys that are in there for sex crimes and stuff like that and share her heart, it's pretty amazing. She was a victim. She doesn't claim to be a victim. I'll just say that. But she was a victim of sexual abuse by her father growing up, and ended up being kidnapped by somebody when she was in college her first year and was raped and left for dead. And she's got quite a story of some serious struggles she's had to work through, and instead of turning, according to her, instead of turning to drugs or alcohol or other things to fill the void, she turned to Jesus and has allowed him, to be Lord of her life. I mean, she's going through her third divorce right now, and has a child that's in jail, and she has just, been under constant attack of, Satan for her whole life, it seems. And but in the midst of all that, she doesn't. The beauty of what she shares is that she doesn't play the role of a victim, Doug. She really just shares that, these things are awful, but, God can overcome anything. And His love is more powerful than any of the viciousness of the pit of hell and its attack on your life, and that you can overcome anything through Jesus Christ. So it's really a wonderful testimony.
Yeah, Jen Harris, and we had a chance to talk to her on the radio station here as well, and heard some of that testimony, which you just shared a little bit of, and it was a very powerful testimony of what the Lord can do in someone's life, even in all the tragedy. And her attitude, like you said, is actually quite amazing, just knowing the depth of the things that she's gone through. I'll remind our listeners we're talking with Terry Warren. His website is terrywarrenministries.com. And now, Terry, I want to rewind and go a little deeper here to something you alluded to earlier. And we were talking about Jason Crabb there for a moment, and then you mentioned that, he was doing quite well financially in his ministry, unlike you said. And so we're going to get right down to where the rubber meets the road, where all of us live, and that is this area of envy and jealousy, because it's something that can bite anyone. It can bite Jen Harris if she looks over at the next woman and she thinks she's more attractive, or her family's put together better, or people on Facebook.
Yeah.
One of the amazing things about Facebook is how much jealousy and envy that has the potential to stir up as you look at their Facebook pages and compare them to yourself. So here we have Terry Warren, and it'd be easy for you to compare yourself to the Jason Crabbs of the world. How do you deal with that from a biblical Christian perspective?
Well, it's a great question, because we all, especially me, have to make sure that we keep our priorities in line, and that's Jesus number one, our family second, and work, and so on and so on. But I look at somebody like Jason, and I think, what, I would, it must be awesome. I don't do it in a breaking the 10 Commandments, not coveting thy neighbor. I do it in a way that